Amelia, a music executive at Dreamatrial Records, attends a board meeting where her boss, Lydia, vents about their rival, RJ's Records, owned by her ex-husband, Ryan. Amelia pitches Figure 8, an up-and-coming indie pop band with a growing following and a buzzworthy song, Just Began. Although skeptical of their genre, Lydia tells Amelia to learn more about the band. When Amelia learns Figure 8 will perform at the Making Waves Music Festival on the Outer Banks, she sees a chance to secure the band before RJ's Records does. Persuaded by Amelia's enthusiasm, Lydia approves her plan to attend. Upon arriving at the Outer Banks, Amelia heads to the Waverider Inn, owned by her friends Sam and Manuel. After settling in, she and Sam reconnect with warm embraces and laughter. Later, the two sit outside, catching up on life. Amelia shares her passion for signing new talent and watching their success, which Sam admires. When Sam asks about Amelia's childhood sweetheart, Will, Amelia admits they lost touch after college. As for dating, she confesses it's been a while since she's been in a relationship. Amelia mentions her search for Figure 8, a band playing at the festival, but Sam isn't familiar with them. Though she hasn't attended the festival in years, Sam reminisces about the good times they all had there. Amelia suggests a visit to Deep Wave, Uncle Ted's bar, but Sam sadly declines because of work. Later, Amelia heads to the bar and is stunned to see Will working there. Equally surprised, Will asks what brings her back to town. Amelia explains she's scouting for new talent for her record label and mentions Figure 8. To her amazement, Will knows the band and promises to introduce her when they visit the bar. A band called Mary Ann's, a duo of two sisters, takes the stage. Captivated by their performance, Amelia approaches them afterward and introduces herself, expressing interest in hearing more of their music, much to the sisters' excitement. Just then, Amelia gets a call from Lydia and excuses herself to take it. Apparently, the board meeting has been moved up, and Lydia urges Amelia to bring good news soon. Amelia assures Lydia she's making progress and mentions the Mary Ann's, but Lydia insists her priority remain Figure 8. While on her call, Figure 8 begins their performance inside the bar, unbeknownst to Amelia. Surprisingly, it turns out Will is the lead singer of Figure 8. Amelia returns after their performance ends and is disappointed to have missed them. Will, still keeping his role in the band a secret, promises she'll have another chance to see them later in the week. The next morning, Manuel brings up the offer from Mercell Group, a real estate company, but Sam admits she's still undecided. Manuel expresses his desire for more financial stability, and Sam promises to make a decision soon. Meanwhile, Amelia returns from her morning run and receives a video call from Lydia, who shares that the council is considering an indie section on the condition that Amelia can secure Figure 8 for the label. Amelia assures Lydia she's working on it. However, Lydia notices her tan and accuses her of slacking off, making Amelia feign a bad network connection and quickly end the call. Later, Ted confides in Will about some challenges. The Mercell Group has made an offer to buy the dock area behind the bar. The dock, previously leased by Ted's late friend Gary Parker, is now being sold by the Parker family. If Ted can't make a better offer, the bar risks losing access to it. Will offers to use his savings to help, but Ted insists on applying for a loan, urging Will to focus on Figure 8 instead. Ted curiously asks about Amelia, whom he spotted the previous night, and Will explains that she's scouting for Figure 8. Ted reminisces about how great Will and Amelia were together, and suggests they reconnect, but Will doubts she'd be interested, believing she's too busy for something like that. Guess time will tell. At the festival, Amelia runs into Will and takes the chance to catch up on his life. Will shares that he studied music and played guitar for Joe Manon, but left the busy lifestyle for a quiet one, where he's closer to home. When Will asks about her, Amelia explains her work with Dreamatrial. She reveals that signing Figure 8 could lead to her handling the indie section, which is a major promotion. Will assures her the band will perform soon and offers to speak to them before heading off. Moments later, Amelia spots Ryan and approaches him, shocked to see him in the Outer Banks. Ryan reveals he's there to support one of his artists and scout for Figure 8 as well. With both labels vying for the same band, may the best record win. As Figure 8 begins performing, Amelia is stunned after seeing that Will is their lead singer. Afterward, Will approaches, apologizing for not telling her sooner, but teasing that the secret was fun to keep. He introduces his band members, Jesse, Eli, and Jimmy, and Amelia praises their performance. She pitches Dreamatrial to them, and they agree to discuss it later, before heading off to pack. Afterwards, Amelia updates Lydia about her progress, but also reveals Ryan's interest in the band. Lydia begins to panic, but Amelia reassures her they'll secure the deal. Later, Amelia finds Sam venting her frustration at a balloon popping game. She steers Sam away to get cotton candy and asks what's wrong, but Sam avoids the topic. To lift the mood, Amelia shares that Will is the lead of Figure 8. However, Amelia admits another big label is in the race, making things uncertain. Another artist gives an amazing performance, and Amelia expresses interest in signing her. However, Amelia explains that Lydia still doesn't take her seriously, feeling she hasn't proven herself yet. Sam reminisces about their dream of starting their own label, sparking happy memories for Amelia. Sam encourages her to break out and start her own label, but Amelia insists the timing isn't right. Sam counters that waiting for the right time is just an excuse, making Amelia self-reflect. Ryan interrupts, revealing he's made a big offer to Figure 8 that's hard to refuse. Determined not to lose, Amelia quickly begins formulating a plan. At the bar, Will smiles when he receives a text from Amelia about dinner plans and shares the news with Ted. However, he admits that Figure 8 has received an offer from RJ's Records. Will is torn, since the money would help the bar, but Ted encourages him not to let that influence his decision. The next day, while walking with Amelia, Will confesses about RJ's offer. Amelia explains that while RJ's focuses on big tours and customers, Dreamatrial supports artists and their concerts. Will suggests they drop the business talk and asks about her love life. Amelia admits she hasn't dated in a while, surprising Will, who thinks someone like her would have no shortage of suitors. Will notices their initials on the pier, a reminder of their first kiss, and reflects on the carefree summers of their childhood. He wonders where things went wrong, blaming himself for pushing Amelia to sing with him as a teenager, which ended poorly for her. Amelia reassures him it wasn't his fault, revealing she has stage fright. Will apologizes, and they realize their lack of communication afterward stemmed from a misunderstanding, both thinking the other didn't want to stay in touch. Will suggests they spend some time with the band at Figure 8 Beach, leaving no room for Amelia to decline. Will shares that the beach is his favorite spot, which is why he named his band after it. Amelia and Will enjoy a fun time kayaking at the beach, followed by some relaxation with the band. Jesse mentions that the sound at Stage B, where Rick, the crew manager, has placed them for the festival, isn't great. Amelia offers to talk to Rick about it, which Jesse appreciates. Will then starts singing a song he wrote when they were teenagers, and Amelia instantly recognizes it. Will confesses he never finished it, but Amelia suggests he should record it, believing it would be amazing. Will opens up about the challenges at the bar, admitting that the offer from RJ's could provide enough money to buy the dock, but he's torn because he doesn't want to let Amelia down. Though Dreamatrial would support their creativity, the offer is hard to pass up. Amelia assures him she'll prioritize Figure 8 and that they can grow together. Will agrees to discuss it with the band and give her their decision next week. The following day, Amelia approaches Rick with snacks and persuades him to move Figure 8 to Stage A, which he eventually agrees to. Later, Amelia calls Lydia to propose increasing the offer for Figure 8, but Lydia feels they can only do so if the band switches to pop. After the call, Amelia runs into Mary and Anne and regrettably informs them that her boss is focusing on another band. They're disappointed by this, but Amelia reassures them they're next on her list. Later, after a fun time with Will, Amelia asks if he'd ever consider going into pop, but pop isn't for Will, and he wonders why she's asking. Before Amelia can respond, Jesse interrupts with the news that they've been moved to Stage A. When Will learns Amelia made it happen, he thanks her and suggests she introduce them on stage, which freaks Amelia out. Noticing her panic, Will quickly apologizes for putting her on the spot, understanding her stage fright. However, he encourages her to believe in herself to build her confidence. The next day, Amelia and Sam go for a run, and Sam opens up about her struggles with the inn. She and Manuel are thinking about selling it. Sam admits she's having trouble talking to Manuel about her fears, feeling the pressure of the decision. Amelia advises her to be open with Manuel, wishing she had done the same with Will in the past. Later, Will plays his newly recorded song for Amelia and asks for her opinion. She compliments it, but suggests it would be even better with just his voice at the beginning and end, without instruments. Though she worries she may have offended him, Will takes her hand and assures her that her opinion matters to him, creating an intense moment between them. Later at the bar, Will tells Ted that the band is considering Amelia's offer, and Ted teases him about his relationship with Amelia. Just then, Will notices some documents, and Ted admits he didn't get enough loan to match Marcel's offer. Will immediately offers to sign with RJ's to secure the money, but Ted insists he doesn't want the bar to influence the band's decision. Will argues that there wouldn't have been a band without the bar, and can't turn his back on it. However, Ted reassures him that he'll take care of everything, leaving Will with mixed feelings. That evening at the bar, Amelia encourages Sam and Manuel to talk through the pros and cons of selling the inn and steps out to get snacks. She comes across Will, who seems distant. Will opens up about the loan issue, explaining how important the bar is to him since Figure 8 was formed there. He admits he can't turn down RJ's offer, apologizing to Amelia. Though devastated, Amelia understands and watches him leave for rehearsal, feeling sad about the turn of events. The next morning, Amelia and Sam come up with the idea to contact artists who started their careers at the bar to help raise money for the dock. Later, Amelia presents the contributions to Ted and Will, revealing the amount they've raised. Ted is excited and appreciates the gesture, revealing that combined with the loan, it will be enough to outbid Marcel's offer. He rushes off to make an offer for the dock. Will is touched by Amelia's thoughtfulness and thanks her deeply. Amelia reassures him that she didn't do it to get him to sign with Dream Material and that whichever label he chooses is fine with her. She wants him to be happy because he means more to her than the contract. Will admits that nothing would make him happier than being at a label that understands his band and informs her that he's accepting Dream Material's offer. Amelia is overjoyed by this and jumps into his arms, promising that it will be great with the record. He starts to open up about his feelings, but is interrupted when Amelia receives a call from Lydia. Back at the inn, Amelia tells Sam that Lydia will be arriving the next morning. Sam excitedly asks if Amelia is getting promoted. Amelia thinks so, but she adds that there's a lot to discuss with Lydia. Sam also shares that she and Manuel have decided to sell the inn, feeling it's the best choice. Amelia supports her friend wholeheartedly. Sam expresses how glad she is to have reconnected with Amelia and suggests they don't let anything come between their friendship again. Sam encourages Amelia to open up to Will about her feelings, but Amelia doesn't want to risk it. After some urging from Sam, she agrees to tell Will how she feels after their show the next day. The next day, while sitting outside the bar, Lydia informs Amelia that she's been promoted to director and will be in charge of Figure 8. Amelia is thrilled and begins discussing plans to expand the indie section and sign more artists, but Lydia cuts her off, asking her to bring her laptop from the car. After Amelia leaves, Will arrives, excited about working with Dream Material based on everything Amelia has shared. However, Lydia immediately informs him that he will need to change his sound to pop, leaving him confused. When Amelia returns, Lydia receives a call and excuses herself. Will expresses his disappointment, realizing that Amelia asked him about pop because of Lydia's plan. He feels devastated, thinking they left RJ's offer for that, and walks off before Amelia can explain. Amelia, feeling upset, confronts Lydia when she returns, asking why she would tell Will to change their sound to pop when she knows how much their current sound means to them. Lydia explains that it was the only way to convince the board and urges Amelia to convince the band to sign. Amelia is done with feeling unheard and quits her job on the spot. Meanwhile, Sam and Manuel sign the papers for the sale of the inn. Manuel surprises Sam by revealing he's secured the cottage for them, making Sam overjoyed. Just then, Sam gets a text from Amelia and rushes to meet her at the festival. Amelia opens up about everything, feeling disheartened, but Sam expresses pride in Amelia for standing by her principles and believing in herself. Later that evening, Amelia faces her fears and, with newfound confidence, steps onto the stage to introduce Figure 8. She thanks Will for encouraging her to be brave. Amelia announces that, if he's still interested, she and Sam have created a new record label in Ocean Banks, Two Waves Music, one that truly believes in the band without trying to change them. Amelia invites Figure 8 to be the first band to sign with the label, sending the crowd into a frenzy. She then introduces them for their performance, and the energy in the crowd is electric. Amelia meets Will by the side of the stage and apologizes for how things went down with Lydia. She explains that she wasn't aware of the plan and would never have been dishonest with him. Will also apologizes for believing the worst. The crowd begins chanting, "Figure 8," and Will heads on stage, much to the crowd's excitement. He thanks Amelia for the introduction and announces that Figure 8 would love to sign with her new label, sending the crowd into a frenzy. He then starts their performance, electrifying the audience. Meanwhile, Lydia and Ryan finally come to a truce, but it seems their rivalry is far from over, as they both rush off to meet with another band. After the performance, Will rushes to Amelia and gives her a heartwarming hug, admitting that he regrets how they left things in the past. Amelia confesses that Will was the main reason she came to Ocean Banks and expresses her desire to stay in town. Overwhelmed with emotions, Will finally admits the love he's had for Amelia all along. The two share a passionate kiss, with the crowd cheering enthusiastically. Will returns to the stage and dedicates a new song, All My Life, to Amelia, leaving the audience ecstatic. Two Waves music thrives, signing Figure Eight and other talented bands. And of course, Amelia and Will's relationship also makes waves.